to the people. We'll go on. Bringing it back to the people.
Yearning, burning, what is it for? We ain't go. Hey everybody, welcome to our latest episode of Conversations with Indie. I'm Maya-Azucena. I'm an independent artist, and I'm here with Dave Terra. He is the founder and editor-in-chief of Beyond Race magazine, which is an internationally distributed hard copy magazine as well as a website. They have a website edition. And I wanted to talk to him today about how does an independent artist get on his radar, and how do they stand out and become noticed and in such a way as to get featured in a magazine if they don't have major representation. You know, I'm just curious about the process for a magazine. So, but anyway, we were talking a little bit earlier, and you were saying how you get something like 20 to 25 submissions. Is that a week or a day?
Usually like per day.
Over 20 submissions a day. 20
envelopes, and you know, if you factor in submissions through like Facebook, MySpace, emails, it's probably a lot higher than that.
So I really love I personally really love your taste in music, and it's one of the things I noticed is that pretty much anything that I've noticed that you love, I also love. But how does something that you're hearing for the first time, like, how does it stand out, or how does it grab your attention in the first place?
I guess if you're an independent or self-released artist, it's just getting your stuff heard. So a lot of it comes from stuff we get sent to us or word of mouth. So it's just really just, if something gets recommended, we'll check it out, and if it's good, it's good. Give it some shine. So
if something is getting buzz, like you were saying something along the lines of like, you'll take into consideration something that has buzz based upon who the buzz is coming from, like.
Yeah, totally. Like, you gotta consider the source as far as like who's saying it, and is it somebody whose musical taste you respect, and depending on the same wavelength, and their where they're coming from, their background, and kind of certain people, their opinions hold a little more weight than other people's. So,
okay. So who is somebody who has a little more weight for you? Like if somebody calls you up and is like, "Yo, Dave, you have to check this out." Like who's an example of a type of a person that would hold a little weight with you if buzz was coming from them?
I mean, I have a couple members in my staff who opinions I really trust, or like the same thing, that if they like something and they tell me it's good, I know I'm gonna like it as well. It's another example was through a mutual friend, guy who is a DJ on a popular internet radio station. He talked to me about an artist, and he is pretty well connected, and he has a good ear, and people you meet, and also people I guess on a personal level, friends, family, people you work with, acquaintances.
Yeah.
So,
and I know
if you told me somebody was good, I would check it out.
Yeah, tastemaker. So. Do you think, like, would you describe a particular artist or two or three that you consider to be like iconic Beyond Race magazine artists? Like, if you had to say this is a Beyond Race magazine type of artist. I'm just curious.
Like maya-azucena.
Like, I'm not paying him. I just want you to know, I swear, I'm not paying him.
I think a good, maybe like a Michael Franti, just more artists that really, in themselves, kind of encapsulate a lot of different genres, or he was so, such like an activist and really strong political message. I think really, we cover a lot of artists that aren't political, or really aren't trying to say too much other than just, it's nothing wrong with saying
expressing their art.
Yeah, expressing their art and let's party, but we tend to favor some artists that really are socially conscious or aware and helping promote awareness. So he's one that just sticks out in my mind as like a past cover artist that really his whole career for 20 plus years, he has constantly like reinvented himself, done a lot of different things, and always really kept it on a positive tip. So
that's a cool thing. That's the quality of something that helps that type of artist to stand out for you.
Right. Or people, people say, he's a reggae artist, or oh, he's hip hop, or oh, he's rock. So that in itself, and that he's already touching on so many different areas of what we do, plus the awareness and stuff. So
I have a question. When you receive these 20 some odd packages a day, what in the package, can make something stand out? Because I know for myself, even as a fellow artist, I get tons of CDs from other artists that want me to either collaborate with them or give them feedback, and it takes me sometimes a year to get to it,
Yeah.
So how do you determine, like, I'm going to listen to this and not that, or what is it?
We try to listen to everything, but I think some stuff falls through the cracks. But if a personal letter is a nice touch, because a lot of the stuff we do get is coming from record labels and it's coming from publicists, so it's very, they're getting paid to say an artist is great, so it's very much like, this is the greatest artist that's going to change your life, and it feels like it's BS, kind
Okay.
of. So, but if it's an artist that says, hey, I really dig your magazine and the aesthetic and what you guys are about, your mission is very much what we're about.
Yeah.
Check us out, And even if they're, just saying that they think the magazine is great or they've been a fan, like, you want to like it. But
Yeah.
again, it's got to be good.
So, but all right, clearly professional packaging, I have to imagine, I have to almost speak for you, that I can't imagine that something that looks totally unprofessional is going to get,
Not unprofessional, but just attention grabbing.
Yeah.
Just something,
Oh, okay.
something different that's gonna grab your attention. It doesn't need to be, a super expensive, elaborate CD and crazy artwork. That could be it, But I think even more so than the physical package of a CD is kind of like what's around it that's gonna make you say, all right. Because the end result is, taking the CD and popping it in and giving it a listen. Is really like, I guess if you are like an independent artist or self-release, you got to get the people who can give you the exposure. You got to get them to listen to your stuff. So
Yeah.
it's how can you be creative to get your stuff listened to,
Okay.
so it gets a shot.
Now, for you, are you ever on the fence, like, when you have like there's like a small window per episode, per issue, for how much music can possibly be covered. So in that, do you actively go out to see the live bands or things like, are there deciding factors outside of the recordings that like make a difference for you in terms of selecting music for the magazine?
On like the feature level, definitely.
Okay.
A review is kind of, if it sounds good, then a review is about the album anyway. But if it's artists we feature, I usually like to check somebody out live just to see if it doesn't pop live, then, So, and because we're, only coming out once every few months, and really we're only doing big features on one or two artists from each genre, like we gotta be really selective. So,
Yeah.
yeah, definitely it's more, but that's, getting coverage on our site or a review is maybe different than, a bigger feature kind of.
But regardless, I'd say it has to be important to be a three-dimensional artist. It can't be only about the packaging, obviously, quality of the music and the quality of the performance and, the art as a total. This is Dave Terra, again, the founder of Beyond Race Magazine, otherwise known as BRM. And I'm Maya-Azucena, your host. And I want to thank you all for tuning in to this episode. Peace.